Testing. Yep. It says upcoming. Yeah, we're live. I think we're live.
Welcome to the Africa's.
Hold on, I don't know if they can hear us.
Let me check the sound.
Yeah. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah? You can hear us? All right.
Oh, you're live.
We're officially live, yeah. All right.
Hey, welcome to the Africa's a Country times Africa 5-a-side watch along. What up, chat? I've been wanting to say that.
We're not allowed to say chat on this section. No. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's cut that because I think it's going to get picked up on the mic. All right, 17 minutes in. We're starting the live stream a little late. Apologies for that. But welcome to the first African Five-a-Side podcast live stream watch along. I'm joined by some very, very special people. And I'm going to keep interrupting as Thibaut Mokoena skies the ball over at 17 minutes. We're officially starting this at 17 minutes and 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, in case you want to sync with us. I'm joined by Boyma Tucker.
What up?
Can you introduce yourself?
What do I have to say? With Africa's a Country.
Yeah, Africa's a Country, big boss. Kanyam Chali from South Africa.
Yes.
Orlando Pirates fan.
Not today. Not today.
Rep your hood, Kanya.
Will Shoki, who's wearing a Young African shirt, but from South Africa as well, and Tanzania, I guess. Editor-in-chief, Africa's a Country. And Soho Kupa, also from Africa's a Country. Introduce yourself.
Hi,
Video
I'm
producer.
Soko. I work on video with Onesi, who's behind the camera.
Yes. So we are in Kenya here for the Nairobi Lit Festival, as I've mentioned several times. And today's, the first day we're experimenting with this. So we'll see how it goes. Let us know if you enjoy it, and definitely hit us up in the comments if you have any questions. Boyma, can you tell me a little about Fluminense though? Because I know nothing. Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Well, Rio de Janeiro, one of the big four, alongside Flamengo, Botafogo, and Vasco da Gama, my club. So I will say, I'm not normally a Fluminense fan, but
Today, who are you with today?
well,
You got to be with Sundowns. You got to be Sundowns.
Who are you with?
Because
Brazil all day.
Boyma did live in Brazil.
Sudamericana.
Boyma did live in Brazil for a
Conmebol.
bit. Leave it until it's set up, I think. Yeah.
Well, one of these teams is the Brazilians and the other one
Yes,
is Fluminense.
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Very well. Sundowns lined up with the exact same lineup that they started last game with. So we've been kind of questioning Teshrik Matthew starting on the left. Kind of wanted Tamba Zwane Mshishi to start on the left, but Miguel Cardozo decides to line up the same way. I'm not gonna lie, we did miss the first 15 or so minutes, and as a result, I don't know what's been happening, but the commentator did just say that Mamelodi Sundowns have by far been the better side. Mamelodi Sundowns have to win today to advance. A draw or a loss obviously will eliminate them, and all three other African teams have been eliminated in the Club World Cup. Mamelodi Sundowns are sort of our last shining hope. I'm gonna try to switch this to the projector. Thank you. Perfect. Gotta.
Mirror thing. Or just move it over.
What do you mean?
Left.
Left?
Yeah, move the window.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh,
Left again.
hold on.
No. Shrink
So,
make it small.
why is it
Just more
transparent
to the
though?
Yeah, there you go. Make it smaller. Now I'll drag it over. There you go.
No, but it just disappears
Make
whenever.
it really small.
All right, go on.
Let me do it for you.
But when you drag it over, it's still gonna. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Perfect. Okay. We have pizza. Can we eat pizza?
Eat the pizza.
But look, the Brazilian fans, we're if you're still following along and you don't know where we are, apologize for the scoreboard on the stream. We're at 20 minutes and 58 seconds, 59 seconds, 21 minutes. When we were at the Club World Cup, today we're in Kenya, obviously, but I was at the Club World Cup last week. South American fans and the North African fans, incredible. Still, several hundred South Africans made the trip, so respect to them. And they obviously always produce a great atmosphere. As I say, tongue-in-cheek kind of for Sundowns. But.
So Sundowns played Dortmund. Who else
Yes.
did they play?
Sundowns played Dortmund. They lost 4-3, which was like a thrilling game that sort of made Sundowns everybody's darling, all the neutrals' darling. Oh, good header out from Khalisu Mudau. They also beat, who did they beat? Ulsan from Korea. Ulsan. So one of two African teams to get a victory at the Club World Cup. But this, I think, is going to be just as stiff of a test as Borussia Dortmund. And Tashreeq Matthews gives away a free kick at the top of the box. Yeah, very late. See if there's any comments. There's no way there's actually... Oh, I am Nigerian, but up Sundowns, says P-Man. Make us proud. Sundowns is the final hope for Africa, yes? Good to see the crew, says Kenyua. Thank you, Kenyua. Kenyua was with us today in Kenya as we were... and this morning, we attended the one-year commemorative protest from the finance bill of last year. So Kenyua took good care of us. Thank you, Kenyua. Nomsa says something is wrong with the goalkeeper for Fluminense. He keeps having someone next to him to help so early in the match. Also, this referee, don't know what the referee's been doing, but sus, yes. Chusta Mavi says Sundowns are doing well, but I think this team is just waiting to capitalize or do a counter-attack. Yeah, I think Fluminense are going to be a little bit passive in this match. Free kick taken. Oof. Calmly collected by Ronan Williams. One of Africa's best goalkeepers. And the thing with South Africa is their goalkeepers in particular, very, very good distributing the ball. So just passing, or he'll have the ball in his hands and he'll just hit a 50-yard, 60-yard boot up the pitch very accurately. Yeah, Kenyua says, kind of funny to see a club team and the most Brazilian of kids playing a Brazilian team. Yeah, a bit ironic. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And George says Sundowns will win it for us Africans. Cabo Yellow. What does Cabo Yellow mean? They always say it. Let's go yellow? You guys don't know? You fake South Africans. You don't know what Cabo Yellow means? No? Okay. So maybe somebody in the comments.
Is how it's spelled? Just
K-A-B-O. Cabo Yellow right there, George said it. A-No-1 ABC. Hello from Germany. This is cool. This is cool. We're at 21 people watching concurrently with us. So keep the comments coming and keep the thumbs up. Do like the video. That way more people can join us. Okay. Tabo Mokoena is down.
He's never managed to side outside of Brazil. Fluminense legend.
Why are you laughing?
Back in 1995 with Belly.
First stream.
Belly goal.
This is cool.
shout out to Centuri Salon.
Yes, Centuri Salon in Kenya. Here we go. Go.
Ooh? Oh, too late.
A little bit of a heavy touch. No, it's not a penalty. A little bit of a heavy touch from Rainers. Was he offside anyways? It was close.
How do you feel about being having a large South African audience? And
It's the best. South Africans are the best, honestly. Like, if it wasn't so far, I think I could live in South Africa.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Moving, honestly.
Inshallah,
You're
inshallah.
a micro
Micro-influencer. This guy, man. The pink boots, Khalisu Mudau. In my opinion, the best right back in Africa. Or at least one of them. Now watch Ronan Williams with the distribution. We're at the 25th minute and 20 seconds. Okay, that was just a simple pass.
What is it about South African goal?
I don't know. I think, like some people ask, like Nigeria, for example, they produce great strikers generation after generation. Cameroon, they produce great goalkeepers generation after generation. And so one of the theories is like, when you have a really great one, they sort of pass that knowledge down. So Itumeleng Kune, I don't know if you guys know that name, if you remember that name, but he was the sort of the OG of doing that. And, you know, they just sort of pass it down, and eventually it becomes common practice. So
And
Nope.
so far, how would you rate Mamelodi Sundowns' performance?
Honestly, I've been chatting too much to really, really pay attention. But they looks like they've been mostly in the Fluminense end. So
Yeah. And just generally? Like,
generally, so in the Club World Cup, what's really cool is when Mamelodi Sundowns play in Africa or play in South Africa, domestically or on the continent, teams are so scared of them because they like to hold the ball a lot. They'll just sit back and defend. And so it becomes really difficult to break that team down defensively. But in the Club World Cup, when they're playing against a Borussia Dortmund from Germany, who European team that's really good, they're not as scared of them. So we'll get a lot of back and forth action. And so that's why it's been really fun to watch them. So yeah, I think they've been definitely the most entertaining team at the Club World Cup. But this is a problem for South African teams in general, is defending what we call aerial balls, set pieces. Because you guys are kind of short. Soho's not that short. But also, like, it's not in the style of play of South Africa. South African football, they like to play good football, play the ball on the ground, technically very sound. But I was talking to the video analyst at Mamelodi Sundowns. He says, unlike maybe in West Africa or in North Africa, we don't face 20 crosses per game to sort of get used to playing aerial balls. So that's something they have to watch for today. They did concede a few goals against Borussia Dortmund in the air. So yeah, going to talk about the match a lot today, and then at halftime, I don't think we're going to cut the stream at half. We're going to talk about why we're here in Nairobi, and what we saw today and what we're looking forward to on Friday. So you see, this to a normal football fan might not look spectacular, but the spacing of the players on the pitch is really, really good. And that pass from Ronald Williams at the 27th minute and 50th second, very, very difficult too. A lot of modern football is all about pressing and breaking the press. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a sec.
Yeah.
So here Sundowns are pressing. You see, they don't give them any space and time. And there you go. They're probably going to win possession back here. There it is. Perfect. Here, go. He took the throw in too quickly, so the referee's telling him to take it back. Either or, man. Yeah.
Oh, no.
For me?
Yeah, is that what you want?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, thank you. The other thing that Mamelodi Sundowns do well is you see this player, number 11, Marcelo Allende from Chile. They've been scouting South American players really well, so there's a South-South connection that's sort of growing. Yeah.
Also, if any team wins, there's going to be a Brazilian on the team.
Hey, boy, man, we get it. Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns' best player is Brazilian this year, Lucas Ribeiro.
What's his position?
He'll play on the right wing. Okay. So here's Ronald Williams. Let's see the distribution here. Yeah, it just booted up.
Can I bring a slice?
Yeah, please. Anything would work. Thank you.
Hmm?
30 minutes in.
Sorry?
He needs you, I think. Oh. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Bring another one.
I can get used to this streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Pizza,
Not bad. It's just
hang out.
like hanging out, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Let me get him out of size.
How's the chat doing?
Men like Maher, no way this referee was bought. No yellow card. I don't think there's
The
yellow
referee
card.
looks familiar, that like shiny.
He's from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Anthony Taylor. So if you watch
Anthony
a
Taylor.
lot of Premier League matches, you're gonna see him there.
I'm okay for now. Do you want another one, Maher?
I'm good. Cooling break. So this is another thing. Club World Cup, we've seen like crazy high temperatures right now, global warming, and every 30 minutes.
They have to do a cooling break.
And it's really produced, it's like a lot of interruptions in the game,
Yeah.
which is sort of ruining it a bit, but
What was the World Cup without, like, was it Russia when there were like a lot of cooling breaks?
must
I
have
remember seeing
been.
that for like the first time and be like, whoa, what is this?
But it's extending the games by a lot, and then there's been a lot of severe weather delays,
Yeah.
like thunderstorms and. So yeah, that's something that's probably going to be even worse next year, especially as some of the matches are in Mexico. So Oh, and it looks like it's raining.
Jeez.
No, it's like it's sprinklers.
So, Maher, you were just in the United States for the Club World Cup, and I asked you, having experienced that, what's your sense of America, well, North America's preparedness to host it, particularly the United States?
They've been ready since they got the World Cup. Like the stadiums are already built. They're not. They don't have to build any stadiums.
Right.
They don't have to build any infrastructure. The main problem is the government in place. There were rumors that ICE were policing stadiums, waiting for people over there. Yeah, before we went there. Now, thankfully, when we were out there, I was looking out for him. I was I was getting ready. I didn't see anything though. And honestly, even a lot of the North African fans brought Palestinian flags into the stadium. So that was something that I was curious about because shamefully, at the AFCON, when you were there with us, they were confiscating Palestinian flags in Cote d'Ivoire in Africa and in the US, which is obviously...
Check out our video.
There's a video on the Africa as a Country YouTube channel where we spoke about it as well. You guys can check that out.
And they weren't, the display of the Palestinian flag wasn't...
Completely freely, and nobody said anything. So honestly, some of the apprehensions I had sort of went away. That pizza is really good.
And the slice?
Shout out Fabio's in Nairobi.
Yeah, shout out Fabio's in Nairobi.
And Martin, would you say that America is there any kind of anticipation for the World Cup? Do you get a sense of that now? Is it too early?
Honestly, I think Americans were excited to watch the big clubs like Manchester City, like, Real Madrid, yeah. But, thank you so much. But,
Do you want one?
like Mamelodi Sundowns for me are one of the more fascinating teams in world football, and they really didn't. The match that I was at against Ulsan, I counted 97 people prior to kickoff. At the end of the match, there was a little more three again. But that's the first time in my life I manually counted how many people were in a soccer stadium. So they're I think excited for the big teams, and I think for the actual World Cup, they're gonna fill up the stadiums because it's such a corporate event. Like
It is.
they're never gonna not fill out the stadiums, but.
I was at an American World Cup in Brazil in 2014, and the amazing part was the fans would follow the teams, and the city it would be like a wave of different cultures and different, styles and nationalities coming. So like, the Chileans are coming today, or the Ecuadorians are coming today, and then the city would have that feel. And the Brazilians were cool with everybody but the Argentinians, because the Argentinians just took over the beach, drank in the water. Like
They travel in numbers.
Yeah.
They really do, yeah. Which Fluminense are up on? We're at the 34th minute and 23 seconds. Fluminense are sort of slowly gaining back territory here. There's Tabo Mokoena with the pink boots.
So
One of Mamelodi Sundowns' most important players, and a lover of Julius Malema. Seriously.
No, we know. Just have to sprinkle that in there.
But that's another thing I was wondering about was like, there's a striker from Al Ahly. He's Palestinian. His name is Wissam Abu Ali.
Yeah.
And have you seen that iconic sort of photo of Yahya Sinwar, where he's like sitting cross-legged on a couch?
Yeah.
And he replicated that in a goal celebration. I was thinking, are they gonna even let him into the States? There was a Syrian striker that plays for Wydad Casablanca that had visa issues. And then I was even thinking about like maybe Mokoena, seeing as how much Trump hates Malema. Imagine, real close opportunity, 35th minute, 15 seconds. I'm gonna try to focus and see how they got this opportunity. Let's see. Commentator says best match of the game so far. We'll take his word for it. Lunga was out of position there. Well, not tracking back. Thankfully, he pulled that wide. Looks like Fluminense is like slowly coming back into the match, though. That's another Sundowns thing. Always trying to pass the ball out. Not kicking it long. Not working, though. Effective press from Fluminense. Go, go, go. Guirassy scored, I think, for Borussia Dortmund. Doesn't really matter. Sundowns, they're not paying attention to the other game at all in the group.
Yeah.
They just need to win.
Who's top of the group currently? Dortmund. Followed by.
Handball? It's going to go to VAR.
Who's second in the group currently?
Is this a handball? Yeah. It hit his thigh first, so that's incidental contact. Let's check out the... Where are you streaming from? We're streaming from Nairobi, Kenya. Yes. Maher, do you think Sundowns should press aside from the beginning? I'm not watching the game, just seeing the stats. I don't know, it depends. I'm not there. Like, I could give you more of an informed judgment if I was there. I know that, like, I don't know what the temperature's like. I don't know what the humidity's like, but yeah. Usually I'm an advocate of sort of saving your energy in the first half and going for it in the second half, particularly against a good team like Fluminense.
So
I'm sorry if I'm chewing in the mic.
So Fluminense's like kind of most successful recent period, and this is why they're in the Club World Cup, is they had a coach, Diniz. Do you know? Was really into the associational football and pushing like Brazilian flair and Brazilians down, trying to bring that. He took the job as the national coach. It didn't go well. Their Club World Cup or their World Cup qualifying has been tough, but now they have
Carlo Ancelotti.
Yes.
They've hired Carlo Ancelotti. But I think the main thing that he sort of brought to world football that we never saw before, if you go back to one of the previous iterations of the Club World Cup, they're playing against Manchester City. And basically, his players didn't really play. Ryan Williams collects the ball in the 30th minute. His players didn't really play positions.
Right.
They would all flock to like one side of the ball. It's not like Sundowns here where you see players are very wide and they're occupying their own areas of the pitch.
which is the pep.
Yeah, exactly. That's more of a pep thing. But I think they were calling it positionalism against like, I forget, positionalism against, it must have been like relativism or something like that. So schools of thought in formations and tactics.
Maher studied philosophy in undergrad.
It was football philosophy. So yeah, that was like, it didn't end up, they lost to Manchester City, I think like 4-1 on the day. But it just opened people's eyes up to a style of football that they'd never seen before.
There's Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, yeah.
Is that Diego Costa? That guy looks. No, it's not.
It looks like Diego Costa next to him, yeah, but not him there. I wonder how much the evolution of this tournament might open up different channels on football transfers. For example, Brazilians to African teams and vice versa. Yeah, we need more of that global south to global south connection. And honestly, there are so many talented players from South America that aren't as expensive as Europeans.
It's funny because the MLS is actually taking that up quicker.
100%, yeah.
So many Africans are playing in the MLS right now.
Yeah. Cabo Yellow is a description name loosely translated to the yellow ones. Thank you, LT Fende. Do you know what language that is?
Must be Soto.
Lesotho, okay. Off topic, but how likely do you think it is that RS Berkane's Munir Mohammadi wins African Goalkeeper of the Year this year? Berkane has had the best defense, I think, in Africa all year, so. They won the CAF Confederation Cup, they won the Botola. I don't know how they're doing in the Throne Cup, but they could win a historic treble, so. Could be likely. I need to think about it a little bit more and see about like the players that are playing professionally in Europe, but could be likely. 40th minute and 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds. Fluminense have a free kick in the Sundowns end. Should definitely do more of these. I don't see that many Fluminense fans though behind the Sundowns goal. I mean, compared to the Palmeiras and Flamengo.
I was in the airport in São Paulo a few days ago, and there was a family in Fluminense jerseys. Definitely going to the US.
I was close. 40 minutes, 46 seconds. Cupido is down, injured, and so is Modal. But that was a close opportunity. Again, defending aerial duels, the aerial balls. That's where the opportunity comes from right there. To be fair, I think it was a foul. That was close though. Let's see. A matter of centimeters, maybe a foot.
One other thing about Fluminense, and these histories they change and they alter, but it's one of the ones traditionally associated with the kind of aristocrat of Rio de Janeiro
Rio.
society. Yeah. So
And are those like descendants of European sort of?
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then Flamengo is the kind of team of the people. They say it's the team with the largest supporters and group in the world. Like
I
that's
learned
their
that
claim.
like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you were there. Vasco da Gama, my team, I like because they play in San Januario.
Which is like a stadium is it in the favelas?
Not in the favela. It's in the port area, the old Portuguese area. But it's like the one stadium that's like still a neighborhood stadium.
Santos too.
Santos is in another city. That's in
Yeah,
São
but
Paulo.
is it
state.
in
Oh, I
I
actually
think
don't
it's
know.
in the middle of
I don't know São Paulo.
I was listening to an interview from an Algerian player, and he was saying he liked playing the most at Vasco da Gama Stadium and at Santos Stadium
Yeah.
because they were like old style neighborhood.
Like Vasco's games are unbelievable, and then everybody comes into the neighborhood, it's a good time. They're also the first of the big four to allow Afro-Brazilian players. They were not allowed. Mixed teams were not allowed. Bangu was the first, which is a
What
smaller
year is
team.
that? Like did they start?
Oh, way like Bangu, I think late 1800s. When the British were kind of doing their economic.
No, like what year did they let them sort of sign Afro-Brazilians?
So Bangu was the first because they had it was a factory club, and so it was like working class folks together. I don't know when finally the Big Four allowed it.
Well, he threw his headband. Sassy. Canobio. Still 0-0. Sundowns are in an okay place. Obviously, they'd rather them be leading right now, 1-0 or 2-0, but 45 minutes to play. Here's Lucas Ribeiro. Grant Kekana on the ball. We're at 43 seconds and 34, 35, 36, 37. Grant Kekana, Thibaut, oh no, it's not Thibaut Makwana. I don't even know who that is. This is Allende. Nice. Yeah.
What do you think's happening to them? They're like,
It's just coming up against a good team, organized team that's playing well. I guess in the first 15 minutes it wasn't like this, but they can't get anything going in the last 10, 15 minutes. Nearly at halftime. They say like the worst time you can concede a goal is 5 minutes before halftime, 5 minutes after halftime. Just because it'll provide such a momentum shift, momentum swing. So maximum concentration needed now. Here we go, counter. 44-37. Allende's gone. Spring him free, yep. Here we go, Tashrik Matthews.
come on.
They don't understand why I don't like Tashrik Matthews. It's not that I don't like him. I just think he shouldn't be starting. Let's go to Bo Makwana. 44 minutes and 56 seconds. 58. Oh, here we go. Corner kick. Oh, he was offside. Yeah. Dortmund is leading. Fluminense are gaining confidence. Yep. Mokoena making too many reckless tackles recently, but the referee also seems more on Fluminense's side. A lot of people talking about the referee. Another off-topic question. What do you guys think about the Iran-Israel conflict ceasefire?
Break is coming up.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to
Do you think Trump will manage to keep Netanyahu on the leash this one time? Who wants to take that?
Hey, I have to cross a border soon. I'm not doing that one.
Jeez. That's too off topic. I think we're the stream.
You asked that?
Loyiso Masango. I think from Kenya.
No,
That's South African.
South African? Okay, my bad. My bad. Chill. Hopefully, though, hopefully the ceasefire holds.
Not on America's Google, my friend. Not on America's Google.
I like these shirts, though. I think they worked with a stylist with Puma, and I think Puma redid a lot of the clubs that are participating in this competition shirts. But the only problem is they're selling for $130 in the US, so I was not about to buy it. Yeah.
It's a Sundowns shirt.
It's a special edition, but I hope they play with them next season. I like the
You
design.
definitely have to come to South Africa
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it will be cheaper.
Inshallah. No, AFCON, and then after AFCON, maybe. Yeah, offside. So just 2 more minutes until halftime. I think I'm going to take a break. We won't cut the stream, but maybe I'll mute the mics or something. I need to eat.
You do.
And then maybe 5 minutes before the second half.
Just let it
let it go?
Yeah. Y'all don't mind, right? Chat.
For real.
They're embarrassed with my speed impression.
Yeah.
It's giving dad.
That's I am.
Ronwin looks sunburnt. I don't know. I think it's just maybe the projector or something.
Yeah, probably the picture. You can't be
Probably
confused.
both. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into injury time, additional time, extra time. No, not extra time. You see Fluminense Boston banner. A lot of these Brazilian clubs, they have these fan clubs in the States.
A lot of Brazilians in Boston, Philadelphia. You were in Philadelphia. North Philadelphia is a lot of Brazilians, so I wasn't surprised.
And even the Palmeiras match, it was played in Philly. They had a lot of fans there. And then also there was a Palmeiras Toronto fan club as well.
I saw the World Cup 7-1 match in
You were in the stadium?
Oh no, I was in Little Brazil in Manhattan. Okay. There's a Little Brazil.
People are on suicide watching.
Up there at the office.
I was walking through Manhattan after the game, getting sworn at in Portuguese. So you never know how many Brazilians are around till a tragic national tragedy.
7-1, that was... They've never suffered a defeat like that, and they probably never will. Like, that was... Sheesh. And on home soil, in the semifinals of a World Cup. Like, man. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Okay. And I think they're just going to pass the ball out. Yeah. Take the 0-0 at halftime. They're obligated, though. They have to score a goal in the second half. Otherwise, they're eliminated. Yeah. So halftime.
Fluminense goes through if it's a
Yes.
tie.
I need to double check let me double check the table right now, but I'm 99% sure that's correct. There's
Can you put on a little music for the...
Hold on.
Copyright free music?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Fluminense would go through. They're currently sitting on 5 points. Sundowns on 4.
Oh my God.
And Borussia Dortmund on 7. Yeah. All right, halftime. Gonna eat some pizza.
Nah.
Is there a way I can mute this mic, or just let it go? Just leave it like this. All right. Cool. See you guys. Yeah. Power it off. All right. You guys are still on camera. Camera's still rolling.
That's cool. But no audio?
No audio, I think.
Just cut the mics.
Check.
Is there a...
No, it's coming. It's still audio going on.
You just
Yeah.
Thank you. Testing, testing.
We could just move it out of frame.
It's yeah, either or doesn't matter.
Perfect. Yeah, relax. There's the mic here too.
Let's see what some of the comments are saying. Loiso confirmed she's from he or she is from. Loiso is where's Will?
They went out.
He or she, I don't know. Is from South Africa. Ken US says, I can get one of those Sundowns shirts in downtown Nairobi for 25% of the price. Probably. Kando says, of all the African clubs, which team performed above expectations and which team performed below expectations? A very good question. First of all, I wouldn't say that any team has been catastrophic, but I think I was expecting more from Al Ahly just because they're the Real Madrid of Africa. And for them, you know, like, they were always hoping to win the previous iteration of the Club World Cup. It's going to be much more difficult now. You know, they've won everything domestically. They've won everything on the continent, and they wanted to be the first ones to win, you know, a global sort of club competition. But just too much instability at the coaching level, bringing in a bunch of players that weren't with the team all year. And same with Wydad Casablanca. So I think that was probably ultimately their undoing. But overall, I would say Wydad has been the most disappointing from Morocco. And then probably Sundowns have been the team that have met expectations, particularly if they win this match, then we could say they definitely exceeded expectations. Cabello says, Matthews out. Hey, I concur, man. Sir Dice says, this game needs a poacher. Peter Shalulile is a poacher. Teshrik is too casual. Yeah, and we've seen Shalulile and Reyners play together, one on the left and one as a striker. Man, even Artur Salas, I think, has been better than Matthews overall. Cardozo will Matthews out, Peter in. Yeah, a lot of people saying that. Cardozo will lose on tactics. He's clearly blind. No comments, but yeah, don't disagree too much. We know Peter can do well. Obviously, they've put all their defense on Rainer, so Peter will cruise Lacey. I agree. Airport Air Force, how you doing, man? Sundowns are dominating. Not in the last 15, 20 minutes, no. Cardozo must rest Mokoena. He's a risk. That's a tough one to do. He's a leader on the team. So many obvious changes are needed, says Numsa. Dominance doesn't win you games. True. But this is coming from, I think, an Orlando Pirates fan. She's wearing the Pirates jersey in her profile pic. Temba Zwane has been questionable first half. Yeah, I'd prefer he plays on the left wing, but I don't think he has the explosiveness since he suffered that Achilles injury. It's time for Mr. Tuckin to be subbed on. Yeah, Peter Shalulile, definitely. Do you think South Africa is on the rise in terms of football domination? Yeah, I think you guys can feel it in South Africa, right? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, like
especially with the national team.
They finished
it feels
third
like
at the AFCON.
we're on the up.
Yeah, and you should talk about the connection at AFCON between this team and... Did we talk about that, the national team?
Sundowns, they have, I think, 7 players that play for Bafana, that
Very
start
well
for Bafana,
represented.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're on the up.
Yeah,
and it's been
definitely.
great to see because Bafana have taken quite a lot of heat. And so it's nice to see them transform and to not have rugby in particular be the sport that everybody rallies behind, you know?
Yeah. And not just Bafana, the clubs have been doing well.
True.
Under 20s, they won the AFCON. And Banyana, current African champions. And they're starting the Women's African Cup of Nations in a matter of days. So that's going to be cool. Hopefully they can win a second consecutive one.
Is it also free on DAZN?
No. Unfortunately, Women's African Cup of Nations is not free on DAZN.
Oh, Lord.
Ken Yua says, I wonder if the evolution of this trend might open up new channels in the football transfer market. African players and coaches to South America. Yeah. That's what we've been talking about. Oh, there's a substitution. Mokoena off, so you guys were right. And he's brought on Jaden Adams, so that's almost a like-for-like substitution. A midfielder off for a midfielder on. Jaden Adams is a little bit more of an attacking option. Young South African star. RS Berkan over Wydad. Yeah, it would have been nicer to have Berkan play this competition instead of Wydad, but you know, the African teams were confirmed about a year ago when Wydad was still a stronger side, I think. Huge 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Before they start and kick off, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Africa as a country. We're here in Nairobi in Kenya for the Nairobi Literature Festival. And we're launching our first physical edition, kind of like a newspaper. Kenya has a piece in it.
You can order it online starting next week.
Yeah. So if you guys, I know you guys always like to support the channel. If you like the channel, you have to support africasacountry.com too. So highly, highly recommend you guys pick up a copy.
Subscribe to our newsletter.
Yeah, we're planning on shipping the entire globally.
Yes, we're working on it.
So I think it's just it's a cool issue. It's based on protest, and so it's really fitting that we're in Nairobi in Kenya at the moment where there was a massive protest today. So yeah, just keep it locked in to africasacountry.com. Follow them on all the socials and us too.
One term, right? One term.
One term for
One term,
Mr.
one
Ruto.
term.
Future of South African football is looking very healthy. Great bunch of young players come through. Watch this space. Yeah. So second half is kicked off for 45 minutes and 56, 57, 58, 59, 46 minutes. Will is the MVP. He just brought us some water. Thank you, Will.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, sorry, I should have passed that on.
I feel like it's half time with the players.
Ribeiro's done that trick 3 times now. It's not even that effective. Yeah. So 45 minutes, not even 44 minutes to get a goal here. Eventually, you gotta start playing desperately, but not right now.
Yeah, this is it.
Gosh, it's nerve-wracking, actually.
The last 10 minutes will be worse. Kalisa Mudau to Jaden Adams. Temba's won it.
It does look like they have their momentum back, though.
It's only been a minute and a half, but yes, I agree. Let's see. Ribeiro on the ball. Here we go. Kalisa Mudau, come on, put in a good ball. Yeah, okay, corner kick. See, here's where, Sundowns, I have zero faith that they're going to score off a corner kick, even though they've been better on set pieces, but... Oh. What do you call that in Brazil when you put the ball between the players' legs? I think it's... Usually it's...
My son would know. My son knows.
At home, we call it Shibobo.
Shibobo.
Yeah, or Spy 2.
What is it?
Spy 2. Well, it's the game you'd play at school where,
Mpama.
yeah, Spy 2 Mpamo. If you get the ball to someone's legs, you can hit them up until they, touch a pole or something.
Yeah.
And what does the Shibobo mean something or no?
Not as far as I can recall.
Okay. In French, it's petit pont, little bridge, which is kind of weak compared to Shibobo, yeah.
So French.
There you go, yeah.
so French. It's so pretty.
Ribeiro with the wasted cross. Got to do better there, Lucas Ribeiro. I saw that. I was on Metro FM earlier, and right before I was coming on, they were, I think, interviewing him, and they said, since you're not playing for Brazil, would you like to play for South Africa? He's been in South Africa for 3-4 years now. How would you feel about a Brazilian being naturalized and playing for Bafana? Kenya.
I wouldn't mind.
You wouldn't mind?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
How would you feel, so?
I think he'd be welcomed.
You think he'd be welcome?
I think he'd be
Yeah,
welcome.
we love a Brazilian before.
I don't necessarily think there'd be much
Equatorial Guinea.
resistance.
Equatorial
I don't know
Guinea.
if you, I'm not gonna. I don't want to get political.
Really? You think there'd be resistance to him? You reckon? For some reason, I don't think so. I think, I don't want to get too depressing here, but yeah, I think it would be welcome.
Tunisia famously at the 2004 Africa Cup of Nations, they naturalized 2 Brazilians, left back named Jose Clayton and striker named Franceludo Santos. And Santos finished top scorer, and they won the tournament. And Clayton is still living in Tunisia. He got married to a Tunisian, and he's been there for 20, 30 years now. So.
I mean, on principle, I should reject it, but
Kind of feels like you're gaming the system. Nice. Another Shibobo there from Lucas Ribeiro.
Chesa boy.
Rainers. Okay, here we go.
Mexico had those brothers.
From Brazil? Lunga plays the ball in. To Matthews, back to Lunga, to Allende. We're at 49 minutes and 45 seconds. think this is like where people would want somebody like Shalulile. You see, there's nobody in the box. Very little movement up front. Ball back to Allende. And this is like one of the criticisms sometimes for Sundowns is possession for possession's sake, meaning
Yeah.
just passing the ball around without doing anything much, without creating danger.
Ooh.
Allende plays an interesting ball in and it goes out for a corner. 50 minutes and 22 seconds, 23 seconds. Again, I have zero faith on the corner kicks though. Hopefully they prove me wrong.
What do you think of the ref view?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you like it? It's a new thing they've introduced.
Shaky camera.
Yeah, where the referee's wearing like a GoPro. And
You mean a body cam?
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. People I think it's been met with pretty positive reception. Oh! Ribeiro's corner contested in the 6-yard box. The other thing people have liked is like in the North American style where the referees explain their decisions for VAR. They've been doing that at the Club World Cup too. So he'll be on a loudspeaker and the whole stadium can hear his justification for making a decision. So those are the two new features.
I do find it interesting, the cross-pollination kind of between NBA, like NBA doing a cup and, and
Yeah.
adding different elements, and then FIFA adopting, it's,
American football stuff.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think it's good? Sorry, that was such a rant. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, just copycat. Let's see some. Hey, from Somalia. Big fan of your content. I know, like,
Next door.
in Somalia, yeah, not far from Kenya. I know Wadia Aniga. I hope it's not a swear word. I think it means what's up. I think it means what's up. Fix Electronics says he will be purchasing a copy. He or she.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Fix Electronics. Thank you. That means a lot. Airport Air Force also says they'll be getting a copy. Thank you. Didn't get to meet you in person in Philadelphia one day, hopefully. Yeah, would love that. Would love that. Maybe at the World Cup, maybe at the AFCON. Tunisia has been naturalizing Brazilians for years. Yeah, Santos, yep. Equatorial Guinea has been doing the same, yep. The Gulf countries are famous for naturalizing players, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of athletes.
A few Brazilians played on European squads. Costa in Spain, and
Yeah.
I think Fabinho.
David Trezeguet, I think, was Argentinian, but played for France. Yeah, it's been going on for decades now. Yeah, Spain had Marcos Senna, true.
I feel like there was Russia. There was a Russian one. I don't remember the name.
I love this. With the Brazilian fans, they always bring stuffed animals. We're at 52 minutes and 52 seconds. Sundowns need to add a target man and move Rainers for Matthews. Yeah, don't disagree, man. Everybody's calling for Shalulile, so we'll see if he comes on.
I could be mistaken, but I think Mexico has a naturalized Colombian player right now.
Yeah, it's globalization, man.
Yeah.
Well, migration too,
migration.
Sometimes it's just you move somewhere, you fall in love with it, and
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, the Joel Embiid of it all.
For those that don't know, Joel Embiid, born in Cameroon, lived his whole life in Cameroon until he was good enough to play professional, and then he wrote a letter to the French president asking to play for France at the Olympics, and then right before the Olympics, he switched to the United States. So he managed to finesse France out of his citizenship, but. Lucas Ribeiro plays the ball to Lunga. Gets intercepted.
I wonder why Thiago.
Oh,
Silva's
that's a
not
tackle.
playing.
Here we go. Allende on the ball. 53 seconds, 59. Out to Mudau. Come on, put in a good cross. Okay. Adams, Mudau, Allende. We're going around in a circle. Zwane, Adams. Adams, Lunga. You see Sundowns?
Space, no?
Yeah. Just always though passing. And always needs to be like a little more vertical, more towards goal.
A common critique of South African football, well, relevant, is that South African strikers can't finish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's Benny McCarthy, but
Yeah, but he was a generational.
yeah, generational,
talent.
exactly. Yeah, it's been I don't think they've had a striker like that since.
And he's now coaching the Kenyan national team.
Yes, very good, very good. Well, yeah. Harambee Stars. With Sundowns, yeah, I think you're right. It's all they're more on the
Also
front
featured
foot
in
now.
One of the greatest Kwaito songs of all time.
Say that again?
Benny in the 18.
Yeah, TKZ in the area.
Which we featured on Africa as a Country Radio in the Cape
Yes.
Town edition. Go check the archives.
Hold on. He made the song? Or it was about
it's
him?
featured on it.
Okay, it's featured, okay.
Right? Featured?
Yeah, he was featured. It's by a group called TKZ.
Yeah. It was made during our very famous, 1998? Fana squad who won the AFCON.
96.
96.
Sorry.
Right
How's
after
the
the Rugby
uniform?
World Cup. Yeah. Must have been a magical time in South Africa.
Oh, don't even tell me about it.
It was also
Yeah,
a
so-
government of national unity then.
Just saying.
Fluminense on the front foot, 55 minutes and 57 seconds.
It's been a while since they've.
Yeah, since they've really been in this end of the pitch. Russia has a very good Brazilian right back.
That's
I'm saying.
yeah. What's the name, chat?
What's the name, chat? And Trezeguet even played for River Plate, 13 goals in 18 games. Okay, thank you for that.
Come on.
Here we go. Tembazwane.
Oh, no.
Miscommunication with Rainers.
And U.S. team has a Brazilian-born. Is it Cardozo?
No idea.
I think it's Cardozo just signed for Atletico Madrid.
Okay.
I
You know
believe
better
he was
than me.
Born in Rio or born in Brazil.
My world football is shameful since I've just been intensely just following African football. Been reading the articles on Africa as a country for over a year now since Maher plugged us, and it's so informative. Big up to you guys. Thank you.
No.
No.
Fluminense hit the post. 57 minutes and 5 seconds in. Cano. Cupido contested it well, but man, that's left post. Woo, that was close. That was really close. Jody Ashane reminds me of Benny, but he needs to go overseas to reach that level. I don't know who that is. I wasn't expecting him to start all 3 matches in this Club World Cup. I was thinking it was going to be Labusa or Mvala, but I think he's done a decent job, besides, again, aerial duels.
Tensions look high amongst the Sundowns team.
A little bit of frustration.
Who's the legit Sundowns fan of the crew?
Nobody.
None of us.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily legit.
You have a
But on my mother's side of the family, my aunt is a huge Sundowns fan. So I feel, a connection, So I'm repping Sundowns today.
Yeah. That is a criticism of them in South Africa is, unlike Kaizer Chiefs, unlike Pirates, they don't really pack the stadiums. On the left over there, Steve Kompela. Oh my God, Kompela. The best personality in African football.
So you're saying the criticism is that?
Is that the supporters don't really go to the stadium. Oftentimes, even in big Champions League matches, they have to put up free admission to get people into the stadium.
Well, I don't necessarily think, and I am extraordinarily biased here. I'll just admit that from the jump. But I don't necessarily think that's a reflection of maybe a flimsiness on the part of their supporters. Just in my experience, I think Sundown supporters are some of the most passionate. Just seeing my aunt. I mean, it's a full-time job basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Being a Sundowns fan.
For sure.
Funny story, when Maher posted on Twitter that no one was at the Sundowns game in Orlando, I thought he was saying there was no one at the Sundowns game in
South
Orlando.
I literally thought the same thing.
I was like, oh no, it's Orlando, not Orlando.
Orlando.
and somehow both seems plausible to me.
Yeah, fair. Sundowns make a double switch, so Cupido, who seems injured, is off. Like substitution, the Busa comes on, and then Teshrick Matthews, who have been critical of, also comes off, and Artur Salas, Brazilian, signed for $3 million.
$3 million.
Is on, yes. So Absolutely, and that's the kind of financial power that Sundowns have. Obviously,
Thanks
backed
to
by
what exactly? Who's their?
the Motsepe family, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So $3 million for a 22-year-old Brazilian striker.
So there's a bit of also the tension there of, the English league, same kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the problem with the clubs that are participating in this competition are all going to be making $9.5 million each minimum. So Sundowns, because they won a match, and Esperance also won a match, they'll be making $11.5 million.
But the European teams make more, no?
Europeans team make more, and the Oceanian teams will make less. They only make 4 million. So they say it's based on like the commercial value of the club. If they're gonna bring eyes, then they're gonna make more. But the problem is,
Yet Flamengo's filling the stadium in Philadelphia.
exactly. No, exactly. Yeah.
How is this all financed? Like, do they put the money up front for these teams, or do they?
No, it
and
won't
they
be
recoup their
upfront.
costs from, I don't know, commercial
From
deals, and
streaming.
ticket sales, or
You mean for the
for the
prize
payouts?
money?
The payouts. to the
It's
players.
coming from the streaming, which is DAZN, and
The zone is funded by Saudi Arabia mostly. Yeah. So, and even if you look at the advertising boards, you'll see PIF, the Saudi Sovereign Fund. So a lot of people believe, this is Gulf money that's ultimately funding this competition. But the problem with this club making $11.5 million, they're already by far the richest club in South Africa, and it's sort of the rich getting richer,
Yeah.
and it's going to create a disparity in the PSL and the African Champions League because the best 4 clubs are getting the most amount of money. I mean, for context, Wydad and Esperance's yearly budget is around $15 million, so they're practically going to be doubling their budget just for participating in this tournament. 62 minutes, 13 seconds, 14 seconds, 15 seconds.
I'll say it's the same for the Brazilian teams
Yeah.
because Brazilian teams are dominating on the South. So Copa Libertadores are dominating, and it's going to be the same kind of inequality in the coming years.
He's offside though. I think he's offside. He's not. Yes, he is. He is. Reyners slipped through, but his shot was deflected. But ultimately, he's offside anyways. Sundowns need to start striking from range if they want to score. Mokoena substitution could be a blow in that sense. Yes, Tabo Mokoena, one of the best long shots on the African continent. So yeah, Fluminense are gaining confidence. We need to score ASAP. Yeah. Only 3 Sundowns fans in South Africa, says Musa. Kanye's auntie is one of them. Miguel Cardozo was bringing on Arthur Salas. We're doomed. Come on, we can't. It's a little optimism. Lunga is tired of not tracking back. I think it's time for Modiba to come on. Yeah, you know what? These players have they've played 3 intense matches in very high temperatures. So maybe it wouldn't be a bad call if you see a player is tired. What's wrong with Shaolile? Did he and Cardozo fight? I don't know. Sundowns is definitely boosted by billionaire funding. Yes. I'm sorry, but Cardozo is on borrowed time.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I guess we are. Ikram Reyners fighting for a corner kick in the 64th minute now. We know DAZN from boxing in Philadelphia. Yeah, they're big in boxing now. Cardozo and Jose are skating on thin ice. Africa is unforgiving. Yeah, it can be. Yeah. Thiago Silva, how old is he? He must be 40 years old.
He's
or something.
40, yeah.
Come on, let's go. 64 minutes, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Lucas Ribera taking a corner kick in front of the Fluminense fans. Ooh,
I thought that was it.
yeah, close.
Same here.
Optical illusion.
it's in the other one. Use this one too.
I know there's a Brazilian showdown in the quarterfinals.
It's about
Botafogo and
Palmeiras.
Palmeiras.
São Paulo versus Rio de Janeiro, and both the previous two champions of the Libertadores.
Libertadores.
Table.
See the iPads now? Every coaching sort of team, they're given 8 iPads for the video analysts and the coaches, yeah, and they're given like the broadcast version and like bird's eye view, and they can rewind and everything. So they're making in-game adjustments as they're playing, yeah. Yeah.
I never have it here on this site. Not gonna advertise other sites though.
So Benfica is playing Chelsea.
Oh, you got it. Oh,
Somebody let me know. Ribeiro would be a good replacement for Zwane in the national team, if we're being honest. Yeah, maybe. Flamengo versus Bayern, Yesser says. Do we know?
Like an intense footballing schedule for players.
Yeah, definitely. That's been the main criticism from the Europeans, is some of these teams are playing 60 matches per year, you know, and this competition in this heat.
There you go.
But it's so they use that to criticize FIFA, but the problem is, like, even if FIFA is not scheduling matches, their own clubs are scheduling matches and stuff. Just everybody's got their fingers in the pies. Manchester United played their last game of the Premier League season against Aston Villa in May. The next morning, they flew to Kuala Lumpur to play the ASEAN All-Stars in Malaysia. The next morning.
Everybody's doing
Yeah,
that,
exactly, yeah. And then 3 days after that, they went to
One term.
For those of you that don't know, one term has been the slogan in Nairobi in Kenya during the protest today.
all summer.
Yeah.
Our summer too as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Never mind. Never mind. Salsa, I keep forgetting.
20 minutes left. At one point or another, you got to be desperate. You just got to throw in a bunch of attacking players and leave yourself
Playing
exposed.
for a draw, knowing
All right. Just let me know when we're live. Good. We're back. Sorry, the camera battery died. Stats, match stats so far. We're at 71 minutes, yeah? Sundowns, 65% possession. I think they've had more possession in each of their 3 matches going up against very good teams. 4 shots, 3 shots on target, Mamelodi Sundowns. So maybe you might have missed some of those early on. One good metric that I like is touches in the opposition box. So Sundowns had 10 touches in Fluminense's box and 4 for the Brazilians, or for the real Brazilians. Yep.
Okay, so they would be, as it stands, winner of Group E, which is right now is
Inter.
up for grabs. I mean, it's 4-4-2.
Yeah, so it depends on, these matches are going to take place for us at 4 in the morning. So
Yeah, we're sorry.
we're going to be sleeping. So Sundowns will probably play either River Plate or Inter, probably, but we'll see. If they get through, if they can score a goal in the next 18 minutes.
Oh no.
Fluminense player
Oh,
through.
I think they're gonna
No.
score. Oof.
Nice tackle.
Nice.
Beautiful tackle from, I think, Mosa Lebusa. Yep. Bald man anthem.
Bold men make bold tackles.
Yeah, bald man make bull tackles.
See that dog was in you all along, Will?
I believe John Arias is Colombian. Do you know?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Colombia's got a few. Palmeiras is Richard Rios. He's playing really well. Played really well at the Copa America last summer. Or Northern Hemisphere summer.
Oh, what are you doing, man?
What was that?
It worked out. Yeah, should have chested it back to Ronald Williams. Nice. Get there. Fluminense applying a little bit of pressure. We're at 73 minutes and 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Shot from distance. Ooh, that was closer than expected. Wow. I think that was a lot closer than it seemed.
If that was a Jabulani ball, that would have gone in.
Sorry, chat, had to change batteries, says Onesi. Yes, and thanks, Onesi. True. Another cooling break, so it's going to be another 2-3 minutes off the clock. Sundowns could have had Lorch playing, yeah.
Cooling break.
Where's my food order here? I think my food order. See you later, chat. Give me my food. We must have the time to slide.
Do you think Orlando Pirates would have performed well in this tournament? So this is a Pirates fan, that's why he's going to say
No,
that.
I'm just because it's Pirates. No, I don't have any good reason why.
I think if they kept Jose Rivero and they kept all their players and then came to the tournament,
Maybe
maybe.
if they won.
Yeah, if they won the
They're
Champions League and they
successful,
deserved their.
So how was
Break.
like qualification for this decided?
So-
'Cause it was like over a number of years, right?
The last 4 years.
Right.
So El Ahly, Wydad, and Esperance won Champions League titles,
Yeah.
but Mamelodi Sundowns didn't. Nobody else did in Africa, just those 3 teams. But Mamelodi Sundowns would consistently perform well in the CAF Champions League. So what CAF does is they have what's called a coefficient ranking, where they rank teams based on performances over the last 5 years.
Right.
So Sundowns was, I think, the best 4th team. Yeah. Powerade cooling break, Americans in advertising. Yeah, that was crazy to see, man. Everything is sponsored in the U.S. Everything. Luvuyo Roko, Sundowns should propel the ball forward. Yes. And now, look, we're at 15 minutes to play, so now's the time to start getting a little desperate over the next 5 minutes. Throw caution to the wind, commit players forward, even if you leave yourself exposed at the back. Shalulil is coming on. Chat will be happy. Peter Shalulil, Namibian player, playing at Sundowns for the last 6-7 years. I think all-time leading scorer for Mamelodi Sundowns at the club. And the best thing about him is his shorts are always pulled up like a grandpa.
Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel, yeah. Lucas Ribeiro out. That's talking about bold
Interesting.
moves. Yeah. He looks perplexed. He's not happy about that.
Yeah.
Let's go, Peter.
You think teams playing for clubs in other countries play extra hard against teams that from their home areas, or no?
Oh, you mean like if the Brazilian player on Sundowns playing against
Yeah.
the Brazilian team? I think so, man. Because like all their friends are watching. All the families are watching. I think so.
Maybe
Yeah.
they even followed these teams
Yeah.
growing up.
For sure. There was a player, actually, one player named Fabio Costa who played for both Sundowns and Fluminense. But he played back in 2007. So there's links between these clubs, Here we go.
Come on.
Yeah, let's get a goal. Sundowns, okay. Pirates have better finishers by far. Maybe. Esperance actually didn't win a Champions League. They were chosen by the ranking too. Yes, okay, thank you, yes, sir. Finally, Shalil is in. Let's prepare for the last 16. That's confident. Al Ahly won 3 CAF Champions League. Wydad won. Both ES Tunis and Sundowns qualified due to rankings. Okay. Shalou goal can stretch the defense. He will definitely run. Here we go.
I'm getting a bit nervous.
I'm getting tired too.
Yeah, that's too.
And then they're going to start diving and taking their
Lord.
time and stretching it out.
Yeah. It's a bit of revenge for how Sundowns handled last year's CAF final.
Shishi. All right, 78 minutes and 13 seconds, 14 seconds, 15 seconds. Here we go. Adams and Reyners, 2 Sundowns players, came from Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is doing good things. Got a lot of investment. Just no Adams. Minan. Oh, nice. Just going backwards though. Just going backwards.
And Flamengo are just like congesting the area.
Yeah. They're not. I don't even think they're trying to score. Fluminense.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh, and Lunga's down.
It's like if they were a crossing side Sundowns, they
Yeah.
might have been able to like.
Like usually,
bypass the-
yeah, that is a solution. Is if you get to the final third and you see like everything's congested.
Yeah.
You just cross.
Yeah, you cross the ball in the air, but you need like a really good striker to get on the end of those. A really tall one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very critical.
They should put me on the pitch.
In that
Pretty
sense,
much.
in that sense, Pirates
If you're watching.
put Soho on the pitch. Soho is
My
tall.
parents went to the same high school.
As Motsepe?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Patrice was from Garankuwa, which is located in Pretoria North, whereas Mamelodi is a township in Pretoria East-ish. But granted that it is a Pretorian football side, it makes sense why Patrice Motsepe chose to fund it. Fun aside, the Pretoria rugby team, the Blue Bulls, wore the famous yellow and blue as their away kit during one rugby season.
So in honor of Sundowns?
In honor of Sundowns, yes.
That's beautiful.
Because they both share Loftus Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, Loftus Versfeld. It's a rugby stadium originally, I think.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
what I was reading, yeah. I think I was also reading, like, before South Africa built all those World Cup stadiums, a lot of football clubs would rent out stadiums from rugby teams. Like, most of those stadiums were owned by rugby teams or something. So.
Yeah.
I watched 2 World Cup games in 2010, one at Soccer City and the other at Loftus. It was great.
Come on.
Do you remember who you watched at Loftus?
It was the United States and someone else. I can't remember who.
Because I know Algeria played there. They were in that group, but it was with Slovenia, US, and England. So it might have watched Algeria play against the US.
Maybe actually.
8 minutes to go.
Oh, man.
What's chat saying? I know Rahimi would turn into prime R9 against Wydad. Yeah, because they're playing. Al Ain is playing against Wydad Casablanca. So Yasser says, I know Rahimi would turn into prime R9 against Wydad. Rahimi, for those that don't know, pure product of Raja Casablanca, and he's playing against Wydad Casablanca. So him and his family, they lived in the annex of the training stadium. His dad was the groundskeeper for 40, 50 years. His sister is named Raja.
Wow.
Like, there's just a Raja Casablanca family. Now he's playing against his arch rivals at the Club World Cup, so it's going to be a good story. Ooh. Nice crossing by Allende, but ball's cleared. Just one goal. Come on, Sundowns. Yeah, that's all we need, man. Fluminense will start parking the bus. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for Charlotte. Charlotte is on, man. Malatse, Charlotte is already on. Sundowns needs to start being direct, yes. Lebo Motiba energy needed. Yeah, but he's injured, I think. He did his hamstring in. Yep. 2010 World Cup, I managed to watch Messi live in a city called Polokwane against Greece. What a long-lasting memory. Yeah. Everybody, that's the thing about Messi. People make it their goal to sort of go out and watch him at least once in their life, you know? Yeah. Here we go. Mudau Allende.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I watched Argentina. in
You
the
watched
2010
Argentina,
World Cup, yeah. It was a moment. I think I might have cried when I saw Messi come out to the field.
Yeah, because these players are like larger than life, or they give that impression at least. Yeah.
And then when they came in 2018, Barcelona, I think they were
You shook Julius Malema's hand.
Messi shook Julius Malema's hand.
Famous photo. Oh my god.
Well, they're playing Sundowns, I think.
They might have been playing Sundowns.
It was like a friendly match, yeah, like a gala or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, the stadium went ham for Messi. I mean,
He went to Gabon, I think, in 2016, under the invitation of Ali Bongo, to open like a children's hospital, or I think it was a children's hospital, and he got paid $3 million to go and like lay the first stone.
Jeez.
Took the oil money and dipped out. Shook hands and dipped out, yeah. So,
It's just
I wonder what Julius gave him.
Malema. That's classic. Classic photo.
He's done it all. He appeared in the White House.
Allende. Come on. Deflected. Mudau. Salas. Okay. Good idea.
on.
Good idea.
If one
Here we go. Here we
goes
go.
with that-
Yes.
They're being more direct. Here we go. Salas. We're at 84 minutes and 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5
Come on.
seconds, 6 seconds. Let's go, boys. Allende. Salas. No, it's not a foul. Come on, man. Cheap foul. Oh, my friend Mohammed bin Hassier from Algeria. Sundowns can truly compete against Latino and European teams. Yeah, man. Yo, I need to speak to you soon. Tonight or tomorrow. Fun fact of the day, Sundowns' nickname is the Brazilians. Yeah, we know. We know, yeah. So I don't even know who this player is. Letlaco, I don't know who he is. I've never seen him play before. Let me check if he's a youngster. I think this was probably supposed to be Motiba if he didn't do his hamstring in the last match. Letlaco, Sundowns. "19 years old, Letlaco. Played 6 matches this year and scored 2
What year
goals.
was he born?
2006.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Makes you feel old, eh?
definitely. 2006,
He
that's
was
when...
4 years old when the 2010 World Cup happened.
Yeah. And he was born when Zidane
Yeah, I was
headbutted
thinking
someone
about
in the
that.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you guys when that happened?
I was at home.
I was in Algeria, actually, on vacation.
That they made in response to that. I can't remember what it was.
Is it like a techno song, or...?
No, it was. I can't remember what the word. It was in French, but it was hilarious.
4 minutes to go.
I was in a hotel room in Durban with my brother, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen on live TV.
I was heartbroken. I didn't want him to get a red card.
I was 8.
For a
so it was just
neutral, yeah.
funny.
Let's go. Get up, man. Adams is down, 86 minutes and 9 seconds. Time is just ticking off. Oh, you got some Coke? Oh, Fanta Passion Fruit.
Did you know what you want?
Oh, Coke does this thing where they put like names on the bottles. Yeah. Justin, my Coke bottle says Justin. Get up, Jaden. Let's go.
Did you guys get any drinks?
I think you
I
can.
don't know if we can have them on stream.
You can have them.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Brand friendly.
It's a local beer.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is covered, so you don't really know what this is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Kid friendly show.
Here we go. 3 minutes.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, it's a foul. Come on, boys. To be fair, they've scored like more from these set pieces than than corner kicks. Oh no, it's offside. Oh come on, man. This is so frustrating.
I got you a Justin.
Yeah, I thought it was a fake Coke or something. What do we see here? Sundowns must stop trying to walk the ball into the net. They must take shots from outside the 18-yard box. Yeah, man. Letlaku played the beginning of last season. He's a good player. Salas plays like he's on autopilot every time, man. Fluminense is forcing them to play wide and away from the box. We need individual brilliance, but Ribeiro's winding her out. So, honestly, we've been too patient with Arthur Salas. And former coach Mancopa gave him his debut. Yeah. Every single one of these guys drinks making noise. Now I'm afraid to open my Coke. It's foul.
Sorry, it's just the back-to-back, you know?
I'm scared to open mine now. Yeah, get the hell back.
Just do that. Came on a
No. Cool.
came on a bike.
It shouldn't be so funny.
Last minute goal, please. There should be a lot of additional time. A lot of players went down. At least 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Oh, they're pushing up.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Nice ball.
Ooh, beautiful.
Oh, come on. He can do better than that. All right, 89 minutes and 8 seconds, 9 seconds, Fluminense offside.
I was saying football needs the NFL thing of the flag system.
What's that?
Whenever there's a foul in NFL, the refs just throw a flag on the pitch.
Why?
Why do you have a card?
It's like so passive aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's unambiguous if there's something going on. There's a big red flag on the field.
You don't notice
Why?
it until they put a graphic on its screen sometimes. So we're practically at the 90th minute. Oh my God, foul. Let's see how much additional time there is.
Excuse me?
Bless you. Right in the mic. So, that's the second one today. Jeez. 8 minutes? All right. That's all right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's okay, you.
It's the second one, right?
Just a comedy of errors at this point.
It's Tans, Cardozo, and the analysts are animated. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go. 8 minutes. All right, they're going to take it to the corner flag.
It's like one of these times where you're like, anything can happen in football, and you really hope it to be
And
true.
then nothing's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all look super red, but yeah, I'm surprised Thiago Silva's not starting. Maybe he's injured.
Save them for the. I mean, if they think they're gonna
This
win,
is a pretty
Yeah.
crucial
for the
game.
knockout.
That's my boy.
They're just a goal away from being eliminated.
Shit, let's watch
True.
PSG win UEFA. All the way here.
Let's go. Get up. Get up.
Come
the
on!
pitch. Yeah.
Jeez.
Sundowns literally just wants to pass the ball
Too
into the
slow,
box.
too slow.
It's just, you'd never think that they were on the brink. of
Mudau
being
hits the ball up the
eliminated.
pitch. Here we go. I think this is the new kid, Lutlaku. No, Rainers. Jeez. So if Sundowns doesn't get a goal in the next 6 minutes and a half, or 5 minutes and a half, we are going to have all African teams eliminated from the Club World Cup.
Ahli's out. Al-Ahli's out.
Adi's out, Wydad is out, and Esperance are
Oh,
out.
no. We need a miracle.
Ooh, splits the defense and wins a foul.
Do you think it's been I mean, do you think overall for Africa to participate in this, like, it's people, it's raised the profile
Yeah.
in general, and
Like, I don't think you can put, like, from a marketing perspective, you can't put a price on Sundowns playing against Ulsan from Korea, and there's a kid in Seoul, you know, like watching
Yeah.
a team. All of a sudden he knows that there's a team that's named Mamelodi Sundowns. That's
I mean-
from South Africa that wears blue and yellow, you
Yeah.
know, like that's.
obviously South America is the
Yeah.
biggest winner, but I mean Asian teams and African teams, it's
I would say after South America, maybe African teams. Like, a lot of people were impressed with the supporters. A lot of people were impressed with the way Sundowns played.
What do you think that does for the teams, though? Does it like translate into views of local leagues or continental competitions?
I don't know. I think it's hard to quantify, honestly.
I think
But
for the Brazilian league 100%. I think
People are gonna be paying attention.
especially in Europe. Yeah.
here we go.
And I've seen they show Libertadores here on local TV. There's a channel that plays games, and you know.
I've got a question. I remember the Soweto Derby used to be a bigger cultural export. I think you used to play a few times on ESPN. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't think I ever had ESPN, but I think they were bigger brands too before back in the day. No, but the problem is Sundowns just took over in the PSL. You know, they've been winning it's 8 consecutive now or 9 consecutive, something stupid. So, but Pirates slowly made a comeback this year, but then they just lost their coach, and not a big fan of the new coach they hired. So I don't know. They might have lost that momentum. So hard to compete with Sundowns. It's a machine. Fluminense winning cheap fouls in the Sundowns end, and we're in the last 4 minutes now. My issue is that we're about to be knocked out on group stages, and I don't think Fluminense and Dortmund have been better than us. Just played with more urgency and more clinical. But that's a difference at the top level. Like the top clubs, you know, it's minute details. They do the little things well. One thing about Sundowns, they can score in the last minute. Okay, well, we'll see. Crunch time, yep. Let's go.
Go.
Here we go.
Come on, wait. Hey!
That's foul. Come on, give it to him.
Always a long shot.
Sundowns win a foul, just 3.5 minutes though. Yeah, cynical, but you have to do that foul for Fluminense. Here we go. Okay, come on. Labusa with the cross.
The head on the
Goes out
side,
for a
though.
corner. Yeah, this guy.
If we had somebody with high.
I need some height.
Mr. Cooper.
3 minutes to go. Sundowns with the corner kick. Allende.
Come on, boy.
Come on. Allende with the corner kick. Oh, headed out.
Shoot.
Mudau.
Just shoot.
Oh, this is dangerous.
No.
Damn it.
Yeah. Nah, he's gonna try to win a cheap foul. Don't
Yeah.
foul, don't foul, don't foul. Okay, nice.
Okay,
Good work.
boy.
Go.
2 minutes.
Bad pass.
Oh, and then the cheap foul. Now he's gonna roll around for 2 minutes. As well.
Dase.
That lack with the 19-year-old. Yeesh.
Oh, come on, Shoko.
Yeah, that was a foul.
Down, down.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this guy's saying. A lot of people
I
think
know what he's saying.
a lot of people think he's an imposter, the Sundowns coach. I'm not going to be that harsh, but
You're really going
Some
through.
Brazilian curse words going on.
play, man. Give
Maybe
him a
they
yellow.
wrote
He's
this.
wasting time. Yeah. He's taking a minute off the clock. Win that. Free
Oh, man.
throw into Fluminense. We're going into the last minute of play now.
Everybody's nervous though.
Yeah. Come on, play the ball.
So winner of Group E.
Ian, yeah, looks like I don't know what Dortmund's doing right now. Let me check.
I think they've scored.
Yeah, they won 1-0. So I think as it stands, Dortmund are as it stands. Dortmund are top. If Fluminense scores, they'll be top, and if Sundowns scores, they'll be second. 20 seconds is the desperation time now. Last chance of the game right here. If the referee doesn't blow the whistle.
You can.
Play Toronto and play Toronto. Play Toronto.
Why are you waiting so long?
Yeah, for real, man.
You waited.
Oh my God. Lewis.
That's
Finishes.
didn't even get a shot off.
I was gonna say, you can only really say the game was away from Sundowns in the second half of the first half, but the whole second half, the game was begging to be taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, Sundowns controlled the game but couldn't capitalize on that control, and
Exactly that.
that just seems like, it's sad when they came so close, but.
Kanya?
Yeah, I just feel like there's such a lack of like big match temperament. Like they just couldn't make it count, despite the fact that like this was game time, and that was disappointing. And as somebody said in the comments, like this is the stuff that like separates like the great teams from like the good teams. And even though they've been solid in the tournament,
Yeah, ultimately not like a real shock, not a real surprise.
Yeah.
4 points is not horrible from 3 matches at the Club World Cup. But ultimately, all African teams have now effectively been eliminated. Sundowns push it to the end, but like Will said, just need to be a little bit sharper, need to score more goals in the final third. That's been a problem, actually, even in the CAF Champions League. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the first stream on the African Five-A-Side podcast, alongside the brilliant, talented crew of Africa as a country. So
Thanks for tuning
yeah,
in.
thanks for tuning in. Yeah, chat.
Thanks to my head.
thanks to Maher. Yay!
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to
Like,
Africa as a Country YouTube channel, all the Instagram, the X, the Twitter. Check the website out, and then one last call for the physical edition, which we're launching officially now tomorrow. We can say 24 hours from now,
Yep.
so Friday. And keep an eye out for how we're going to be able to ship that to you guys anywhere you are in the world. All right, well, Onesi, can we cut the stream off? Yeah, this is the man behind the camera, Onesi Karanj from Kenya. Say hi to chat.
Hi, Chad.
And you can cut the stream now. All right, y'all, peace. Another one.